This conference will now be recorded.
different kind of streams of sources. So let's as of now, just if you just look into the table, I just took one. I had taken one table. So here we'll be having lines of data. So I just wanted to uh, join this table with some other source. So when I check the source system, it is coming from the flat files. So here the flat file would be like the Excel sheet. So I need to join these two since these are from the different kind of sources, right? So what I need to do, one is the DB. So for that, we already have the metadata for that. See the connection we'll be having. We can drag this down. Once we create a job, so went to the metadata. Since I need a database connection, one is the DB here. So Talend is well known enough that which kind of components we can it is possible to use with this connection. It just shows. So since we need a database input only, so we check it out input, and then again schema you want to know, then the tables you need to know, then query you need to guess. So all those things, if you just wanted to just take it as a repository, you can. And then in that under that repository, you need to just go through whether that particular table is available, schema is available or not. I guess it should not be. Yeah, that schema is not available. Then you can update the schema here. If you want to retrieve that particular table schema also, you can. So this sort of like we are going to refresh it. See, if we just look into that, we have all the list, but the one which we added, right? Excuse me. This one is inactive since we haven't at the time of creation this table was not available, right? So it won't be there. So if you want, you can check that and then finish. So what will happen? That schema also be part of this DB connection. So just go to this. So automatically when we select that schema from a repository, right? So that particular table, so what will happen? Automatically the schema also get added. The previously it was not there. So if you just keep in the built-in function, So at that time you need to add it manually. Guest query you can. So all came into picture. So again, just look into that. See when you are going to create a flat file, when you want to retrieve the data from flat files, then you need to check first thing is like which type of uh, file is it. Just check it. It's a .xlsx file. This one is the same, but it's a CSV file, comma separated file. So I need to get the data from this Excel file. Just go to the properties, just check out, and you need to have the location of the file. In a database as well, when you are referring the database, what you will do is you will give the parameters like input, output, like I mean, it's like database name, the host of that particular database, where it is, and then that particular table, a view, collection name if you was using MongoDB. Those items you will give. At the same time, when you are picking the data from flat files, so you need to consider like the name of flat file, the general items you need to know, and the location of that particular file. Say if it is a comma separated or something, then if it is a delimited like file, so you need to now this one as well, the delimiter, which kind of delimiter you are using in your source system. So all those items you should know, so that depending upon that you can create, you can drag down your component here. As this one is a Excel sheet, so just have the location this one, and then the name of the file is this one. And what you can do is like you will be having a component called Excel component. You will be having, just type t file input. So if you just write t file, the file system itself, right? So up to this, when you hit up to this, then all the related file components will be shown to you. The second one, t file input Excel we need. So just taken up, and here you will be having two options. Either you can just copy and paste the path of that particular file, or else you just browse it. When you just browse that, you can movie collection. This one. Okay. So once you give that, right, so it will ask, and again, as we know that it's a XLSX. So you have a few things like if it is, as we all know that Excel itself, if it is about 2007, so the file will be XLSX. If it is 2003 to 97 to 2003 in this model, then Windows, I mean Office type is 2003 in between 97 to, then it should be XLS. So when you are using XLSX, this one advanced XLSX, then you should check this radio button. This one is read XLS 2007 file format. Since from 2007 itself, all the Excel office systems we are using in XLSX, and there is a few like sometimes there would be a possibility that you are using older format of XLS, then you can just continue with the XLS. So again, the sheet of the name of that particular sheet. So which position is that particular file is available. Then just open this file. Let's see how many sheets we'll be having. What is the sheet name? Yeah, we'll be having three sheets. By default, it's a sheet one. Even you can give it's your confirm name as well. So this is what. So either it should be sheet one or whatever it is. If it is the sheet one, then simply you just need to give that particular sheet name here. So there are two options. Like if you are picking the data from the all the sheets, right? Even and it should be in such a way that all the sheets carry the same schema. For example, this one, right? Schema should be same. Otherwise, what happen? You won't get a proper data. On that time, you just you can give like all sheets. So what will happen? Data from all sheets will come into picture. Since we are picking only single data from a single file only, right? So you just mention this, the sheet name or the position also we can give. If you want, you can give the position of one. Just remove everything and then you can give the seat position here, or else you can give that particular sheet name. Anything is fine. And if you think like the data which you are picking is you should get from all the three all not all the three, I mean whatever the n number of sheets, whatever the sheets available in your file. If you want to pick the data from all the sheets, then you can just simply click this radio button all sheets, so that the data from the talent will pick data from all the sheets, not a single sheet. And you should make sure that all the sheets should carry the same kind of schema. And the basic settings I'm telling you. And then this one. So header. So first thing is another header is we're getting from one. Okay. And you think like the footer, like how many records you want to pick. I mean like the footer is itself up to 24 cells only, you up to 23rd or 25th cell only you're getting data, or else you want the data up to that particular footer only, then you can mention the footer name. Or else you can even give a limit option, so that you can pick only those up to that particular record only. The limit how we just use in our MySQL or databases, like only few records I need to. So in order to just checking your files, On the time it's a better option to, I mean, like the for the validation of the source system and all, we can go with the limit option, so that what will happen, I mean, it just pick the data up to that particular limit only. You have any
So,
questions?
can we set it as the last record anyhow, or we have to note the last record? I mean,
Yeah, here we can give the number of that particular record. Say if you don't know that particular last record number,
yeah,
then if you think like if you were just wanted to know that, like if you know, then you can mention that particular limit here. If you just uh, put only the
sorry,
limit 10.
I got it.
Yeah,
Can you please repeat it?
sorry.
Can you please repeat it? I didn't follow it.
Yeah, see, the header is nothing but the
Yeah,
header
I
from,
understood the header. The
yeah.
I was talking about the footer.
Yeah, footer, like if you think like if you want, this footer is something like if you think the data will come up to this 24 or 20 only, you want to pick the data. Say you can give the 20 number there.
Yeah,
See,
but my
like,
question is like I don't know the position of my footer. Is it
okay.
possible to do it or
It do possible. Like you need to give them some other file, like T file properties or something. Then you need to just get that particular data from there. There
oh
just you need to use the advanced things, like say suppose at that particular file number, you need to uh, say you will be having 100 sheets in one particular file, and you need to just stop your access when you arrive that particular value. Say suppose some delimited or something special character you came, special up to that particular special character only you need to pick the data. Then on the time first, before processing this, you need to find that particular special character, and up to that number you need to cache that particular number, and then you need to just set it in one global map or some internal java. By using a simple java, you can set it as a variable, or else you can use tset global component, so that particular variable will get set. That particular variable you can call here. That fine.
okay,
Hello.
yeah,
uh, So something like if you don't know, then at that time that is what you need to do is you should have something like on that particular value. I need to pick the data up to that value. On that time before processing itself, you need to just process that file, and then you need to find out that particular record, and from that you should know like which record, which number of that particular record is. And based on that, you just set it as a variable, and then that variable you can pass here. Yeah. You got it, or we can try that as well, I mean, later. Okay.
okay.
The limit is how much limit you want to give, and the first column is first one, this one, 2, 3, 4, and totally we'll be having a 4 columns. Yeah, simple number you need to give. That is the first column, and then column count, the fourth column. Since I kept it as a built-in, so it's not showing. So if I just click on that, even that it won't be. Why? Because it's not in a repository, right? So we can give only 4 columns here. I'll just given 4 columns of here. So you need to join these two streams. So as in the last session, we discussed about the tmap component, right? So which is basically we use for joining the two items. So name. So for connecting the tmap, right? What are the first source we connect? Just make it as a source. So another connection, whatever it is coming to join to the tmap, it will be treated as lookup. So suppose this one I just connected the first time. This one is a main flow, and this one again if you connect the second item, whatever you connect to the tmap, in spite of the source system and all, so it will be treated as a lookup table. Okay, so I need to write into some delimited file. Let's so db to flat file I'm connecting, and then I'm loading into one delimited file. So every time when you are just connecting to the target system, right? It just asks you to enter the connection name. So this one is output component. So whatever the connections we are connecting to the output component, it should carry name. So when you just click on this, what will happen? Just show you the target. This one is the target first, and this one is row one, and then row two is this one. The bottom one is the lookup table. So if you see the settings here, you can write a filter condition over here. Want if you want to pick only those records, the two ways: either you can write your filter condition here, or else you can write the filter at this point. So if you keep a filter condition here, it will be a Talend perspective, and the filtration will be done at the Talend perspective. So if you want a better performance and all, whatever the DB connected related queries you can just write a simple filter conditions or here the DB itself, so that the performance would be better. So yeah, let's check the common fields here. You just check there is a difference of a data type, since when we are importing it we haven't mentioned the data type name. We just mentioned like it's a string itself. So you just need to drag and drop here. Okay, so once you keep that, there is a join. So the yellow color itself, you just it shows you like unique matches, and the lookup model is once, and reload at each row, and reload at each row cache. We'll be having three items here. Load once means what will it will do? It will load all the data into the Talend. and then only the talent memory, and then it will process. So reload at each row, what it will do is for each record of the target table, it load once. The source will get loaded once. This one, it will store the data into our local system, and then it will load. So this one, it will load itself in the memory. So there are two kinds of joins it will support: inner and then left outer join. So if you want the in our SQL as well, we are just following the left join, inner joins, right join, and all. Right? Same way we can use left and then inner joins here. So inner what will do, it just match records only it will throw, and the left join it will throw you only all the fields, all the records from the main flow, and then matching records from the lookup table. First, we can go with inner join. So, as I said, if you wanted to show the data, store the data in the system. Sometimes you want you do get memory kind of issues when you are handling the longer when you are processing more number of records. On that time, what will happen? You will get some heap size error, heap space error. So on that time, what will happen? Memory at the tail end, or whatever we mentioned, the memory, it's not sufficient to process the data. On the time, tail end, it throw an error called heap space error. So that time, you just need to store the data in that space. If you just check that temporary store, yes, or something, then you can give here the directory path temporary. You can give a temporary location where you can store the file data. Since it's only small chunk of data, not required this one. If you are handling the huge amount of data, on that time you can just drag and drop there. So all the related columns, whatever you want from that lookup table, you can just drag here. Output reject catch, and catch lookup inner join reject. These items, when you wanted to compare the target system with the source system, and basically when you get and you don't know which data you need to load into the target system on that time, you can use this catch output reject. So what will happen? New records will get inserted, and sometimes you need to catch the rejected records, and that time you just need to check that particular one, the two, then you can save it somewhere, so that you know how many records has been rejected without loading, and you can check that their reason for that. So since here in the t output delimited file we didn't create any schema, right? So we just it just asking us Would you like to propagate? That means, do you want to just copy this to the target as well? Changes. If you said yes, just propagate it here. Schema. Just check that all the fields come. Just enter. So just ask you the location. Just uh, put some sample location here. Since it's a comma separated file, so you need to give some field separator. The record separator we can say /n. That's good. Then field separator you can do anything. I have given 4 pipes. So that file, right? What you want to tell me? Do you want to include the header? Yes. So if you want to make it as a compressed file, you can make it. Don't you don't. And sometimes you need to you are just making like the stream, since you are getting the data from particular source system and record by record you are processing. If you are using tflow to iterate component in the source, I mean before loading into the T file output component, you are using some you are passing or checking the record or inserting the, you want to insert the records as one by one. Then you just need to append all these valued records or processed records to be in the same single file. You can just use this append function. So that what will happen, every record what it is in a stream, so it will go into its particular one. You just check the advanced settings. See, if you just check out that particular thing, uh, it will create a directory if does not exist. And uh, T file input delimited also we get this CSV options, right? Like if you want to escape a few characters, then what are the characters you want to escape, you can put over here. Since by default it's a double quotation for string. Say there are some cases like when you need to split the records, for every 1,000 records you need to be put in a one particular file. That time you just split that into several files. So this one like it will just buffer, I mean what are the RAM and all, it's used for this particular processing. So it just clear that flash, that is clear that particular buffer. So you want to show the output as a row mode, record by record, like t log row, how it is looks like the same way you can print in into your file system. If you just click this, so if the file already exists, just throw the error. And stat catcher, if you are using t stat catcher uh, in your job, you just catch all the error issues. These are dynamic settings, so basic settings. Let's we can run the job. So out of 13 records from table, We got 6 matched one. I mean, sorry. Out of this one is a 6 from the flat file, and out of the 6 and 13, right? There are only 5 records has been matched. Clearly, then this what the inner join. Let's suppose if you want to join it, the left join, how many records we can expect? We having 13. For out of 13, so all records will come, but only for 5 records we will get the related values from flat file, and remaining and all will get a null. Let's we can use the same 13 since we use the left join. So open this. Total 13 records we got. Exclude this header. So total 13. So we just check the last 2 items. These are nulls. Check how many are there. 8 nulls are there. So 8 plus 5, it's 13. So this one we basically use when we are looking up on when there is a join between the two tables as the inner, and also you want to insert only that record which is not in the lookup table, then you just use catch output reject. Basically this one will use at the time of what is a ACD type on or inserting new data from incremental load. That time or scenarios we just use this catch output reject. Basically for us like the staging tables, if you want to load into the target master table, then what we'll do is from staging source we just keep it under main flow, and the lookup should be the table when we are where we are loading the data, say the master table. Then we can just check out if it is available or not. If it is available, then simply it will reject. If it is not available in the target, so simply it will just insert the records. For that you should make sure that there should be a key column between that. So here it's another option will be having catch lookup inner join reject. So whatever the rejected data from that inner join from the lookup table, if you want to catch that, then you can catch that. Since there should be no, I guess. say for this image one, out of how many records we got, like uh, 5 records only. There are total 13 records are there, the source system. And for this file, joining file, the matched records out of 6 or 5. So 5 records went to the target if we just kept inner join. And then out of, I mean, you just want to know how many records has been rejected without matching the condition. Then there are total 8 records, but you need to show it in some tabular format. Then that time you just need this flow, or else within the same job you just paste this. Want all the records. Here are two flows, right? Uh, Move it up. Say, as I said, even we can pass it to the multiple. Previously, we just check one by one, right? Only single flow and then single flow. And the same flow, we just want to split the records across two target tables. Then just created one more target table here. So you have the option called auto map. So when you click that auto map, what will happen? All the related column names, which it finds any corresponding column name from the source system, it just directly map it. So just click on auto map. So all connected together. It says sometimes you need to like only you're getting ID column here, underscore ID or something, the source. Then what time you need to just you should give that underscore ID to actor ID. Otherwise, it won't be a valid one. Suppose you given only this one, just check out. It's not a column, right? So you will get with the error saying there is no such column called row one dot row one means from which flow it is coming dot and then field name. The field name here is actor underscore ID, but just check out whether it is any actor underscore ID is there. No. So it throws an error to us. Just want to keep the link as value. Control A, so all are K. Control A, all are K. See here, what I want to do is just wanted to load the data. So here, just get actor ID, first name, last name, and then connection. So whatever we done is a separated one by one file, right? So we can do the same process within the same system. The three flows, three target tables, I can load the data. So the first one I just wanted to just capture is which one is a new record here. So all are inner join. So I said like if you keep a true condition here, what it will do is like it will check against the target table if it is there or not. If it is not there, it will reject. So I'm just catching that output reject, and then lookup inner join reject I'm putting here. So whatever the rejected records are there, those will come. So I need to capture all the matching records, and then the new records, and then yes, we didn't mention the file name and all. You already opened this, so shit. Mhm. Yeah, new records. Then you can delete them, or else it's already existing. It shows. Yes, we can delete it through error because it's already there. So see, total 5 records we got, like the inner join. For this corresponding file, we have 8 records here which got rejected. So let's get this one. Through error if it already exists. So by default it was click check now. or else you just either delete that particular one, then create it. There is no such new records, you just find. So just always output rejected. I just wanna going to capture that. So there is no such output rejected records. We just because of that particular plus, I just this one what I kept. Sorry, I just interchanged it. Catch output reject. So yeah. So first one I kept inner join rejected, and then the file name is inner join the second one, and the third one just want to capture output reject. So just run. So these are the fields which are coming as new records which are not there in this one. Right. So the second flow it should be the matched records only we are getting. 13 and 16 out of 13 and 16 we have combined these two. When we combine together we get only 5 matched records. And then is there any issues and then related, and then if your jobs get rejected that time just say which does not go to the target, those we just capture here. These are like 0 records. See, this one is the output column. Even if you try it won't be. So the filter is just right here. Something take. See, you want only one record 29. I don't know whether it is there or not. Maybe we get single here. or else you can use the append as well. But what will happen, it will just append it to that existing one. See, if you just so 3 files get loaded, so that we just have a situation to check out on all the records. Just count whether the all records are matched or not. So real time, basically we just go through this kind of a situation where we need to even check the new records we need to insert in the table, as well as we need to do some sort of a processing with existing one. At the same time, we need to capture how many records has been failed the condition, and then they got we need to capture those as well. So basically we do like for the ACD type 1, we can use this for insertion, and then this one we can use for the updation. And if anything like which does not uh, capture these conditions, those inner joint rejected, output rejected records we can treat, since they does not satisfy the condition which we built in the inner joint, then those will be get will not go to the target. So since so we just capture them, the 4 records we got. Let me just show you again this one. Oh, so basically when you want to uh, load only the new records or new items which are not there in that, well, then you can go with log inner join rejected. So what we'll do, what are the inner join is there, matching elements, unmatched records will just go here. And then you want to get only the matched records, then you just don't need to do anything here, just put out these things the false. So just since I kept one small condition like the actor ID is 29, that record only one, then only single record out of 5 matching will go there. So when you give this catch output reject, so what it will do is it will take a reference of the inner join already there or not. Yes, it's already available. Then it will just check out what happened, like how many records has been gone. Just have a look on this. So total 5 records is just going. Out of that, only one records condition has matched, and the remaining 4 records will be get captured by this output rejected catch output rejected component. I mean that setting. Just check the numbers. Only single record in a join, since I kept a filter condition of 29. These are the records which are not there. So one record we got an inner join, and then for this output reject we got 4 out of 5 matched. Only one record went to the through the filter condition, and it satisfies single record. And out of remaining 4 records which does not satisfy the act ID is equal to 29, So they went to capture. They got captured, and then these records are not available in that flood file. So they didn't match, So they just simply went to the streamline. So these are the records we miss it to load into or do any kind of processing. So just that you just need to enter these records into that particular file, or else we just keep it. You can do whatever the process you want. Basically, for our if you are checking the DB kind of things, or I mean in the normal processing of us. So what are the source system data we got? Every time we need to check against that target, and then we'll just do the processing. Like if it is new, then we just need to insert. We can incremental loading what we'll do. Then if it is existing, we'll do our manipulations. So in spite of that, uh, uh, the client always required numbers, right? For how many records a process, man, out of 1 lakh records are given, you only 10,000 or something you process. What about the remaining things? What happened to them? So those you just mentioned, like these are the records which just got rejected due to this filter condition. Like this does not accept this filter condition. So you just simply show these. You are just check out these filter conditions, and then you can just claim that these are invalid records, or the records which does not satisfy the conditions. The flagging something we'll do sometimes. Sometimes we'll go with the date logic. Sometimes we just check out date format is not correct, and all these scenarios will go. So that's what for today's session. Like we just discussed the tmap settings along with the inner left join, and then most basically the most important point here is like how we are capturing the rejected records, and then how we are doing new insertions, what we do. So all this stuff we discuss it today. So yeah guys, any doubts as of now? Hello, Subhash and Tarun.
No, Hamid, I'm good.
Yeah.
Basically we use these situations like uh, you have any questions, Subhash?
Uh, no, no, nothing from my side right now.
Yeah. Because I like only files I have taken, and if you
Yes.
take a table as well, you can get the things done. Since if
Sure.
first thing is like we need to thorough with our the logics and all first thing. So when you are find like you need to do it with a small chunk of data. So if we just do it with a small chunk of data, we just good enough to do a straightforward case with a bulky amount of data. So first thing is we just need to know what exactly the warning is you're doing, why you are doing, and then the temporary and all, right. We can save over here. Like this is the temporary path where you can just save if you think your memory is not even enough for processing that. You just go to that one setting, then you just check it's only 1 GB we have provided. If you want, you can just check out, like you can change it down. Since even if it is not enough, then under situation you just give here the temporary path, so that Talend will take that path into consideration, and it will process. So it's advanced kind of topics, and then advanced like the processing of a huge amount of data. That situation you just lock your horns with that setting. So shall we close the session for the day?
Okay, thanks, Hamid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.